Hello, my friend. Stay a while and listen.
What's going on YouTube? It's Filthy and we're back with another video. This is Season 26 Diablo 3. I thought we'd have a little bit of fun today, see if we can do a bit of a community challenge. This is like a play-along video. What we're going to do is we're going to race. You've got 1 hour to beat me. We're going to try and get as many keys as we can in the hour. I'm going to use the Necro because I need some Necro gear, and I'm curious actually to see how many keys we get in an hour. So I'm going to start with 215. The basic rules are just dead simple. Just get as many keys as you can in an hour. We'll try and make it fun. I've got the soundboard set up, so you know I'll try and put some sound effects in just to make it a little bit more entertaining. I've got some issues to talk about that are obviously relevant to late April 2022, in particular Diablo and how it is. So yeah, hopefully a fun video that you can play along with. If you like it, thumbs up. Give me some feedback, give me some comments, let me know how many keys you got in the hour, let me know what class you played, let me know what build you played. If you like this kind of video, obviously thumbs up, comments, support, you know, any super thanks, greatly appreciated. Just trying to try something new. Is this a video series that you'd like to see again? You know, do you enjoy it, that kind of thing. But basically, fire up your copy of Diablo 3. And yeah, we'll get ready to race and we'll see how many keys we can get. I'll say I'm going to start with 215. So before you start, just make sure that you've got your number of keys written down. No rules. You can do whatever build you want. You can absolutely whoop my ass on the inner monk if you want. I'll be interested to see if there are any necros faster than me. But yeah, other than that, I think let's just get going. So let's start the timer. Right, that is on, so we are good to go. Good luck, everybody. I hope you have been enjoying Season 26. I have. I know a lot of people haven't. The season theme has been a really big miss, I think, in the community. And I think that's just simply because it's so rare, you know. The drop rate of 25%, I think, is too low. 25% we wish. That's the drop rate I want, not the drop rate we've got. So if you're listening to this in the future, this is Season 26, the Echoing Nightmares. And the way it works on the season is you've got about a 5% chance for one of those petrified scream key things to drop, which is very, very low. Not so bad if you're grouping, simply because you get to kind of quadruple your keys. You know, if you find a group that are willing to share 1 for 1, then, you know, if you've got 1 key, you've got 4 keys, which is obviously great. If you do build yourself out a support character or a really good DPS character, you can probably do more than 1 for 1. I have still seen in the Great Rift chat that there are people looking for DPS carries to wave 150. So yeah, the drop rate is too low. For the season theme, it's definitely too low. You know, that should be pretty straightforward. Right, I can hear a goblin somewhere. There we go. But yeah, if you're playing solo, I mean, Jesus, it's not great for a season theme, is it? You know, you could play for 2 hours or whatever, and get something that lasts, you know, all that build up, 2 hours worth of rifting to build up for something that lasts 2 minutes.
That's what she said.
If you've got any ideas for sound effects, guys, that you would like to hear, by all means, stick them in the comments. So we've got a circle ring. Holy shit! What a drop. That is like a primal circle ring almost. Holy moly. That is a good start. Wow. 50 crit, 6 crit chance, 4 seconds. Ancient. Oh, yes, please. That is going in the to be looked at later category. I'm not going to be super sweaty and close the rifts down. By all means, you want to be super sweaty, you go for it. There we go, run 1 done on the Necro. There is the possibility that Blizzard will buff the drop rate mid-season. I think that probability is pretty low, to be honest. I think if they were going to do that, they would have done it within a week. Just simply because they may as well whilst the players are still around. There's not much point buffing it once everybody is left, you know. Right, so we've got the Condi.
1.21 gigawatts! 1.21 gigawatts!
And that is, of course, the old 1.21 gigawatt sound effect.
What the hell is a gigawatt?
What the hell is a gigawatt? Exactly. I'm not sure how the sound for this is going to work out, but we'll see. We'll make some adjustments as we go. Yeah, this is hopefully the first one of many. I tend to get to this kind of stage of the season, the hype's died down a little bit. I've got some more video ideas, some more stuff to do. I'd like to carry on making D3 content this season if I can, but I do understand that there's not terribly much hype. But hopefully there's a few people who've decided they want to come race me, chill out, spend some time together. And presumably any inner monks will have already completed 3 rifts and have 18 keys by now, because that's just how it is. But yeah, I don't think we're going to get a buff to the drop rate. I don't see it. I mean, maybe nothing's impossible. You know, nothing's set in stone. But as I say, it would seem a bit silly to do it after everybody's left. I'd still take it. Yeah, don't get me wrong. I think there's probably still plenty of players who really haven't had the experience that they wanted, and I'd like to test a load of classes and builds, and I'm pretty sure they all suck. But I kind of want to test them, and you need keys to test them. I think really the failing for this, honestly, was probably the PTR, because on PTR the drop rate was 100% for the keys, and this is the first PTR where they actually took away the increased legendary drop rate. So that led, I think, me to believe, and I think a lot of people in the content creator community to believe that the drop rate on live would be 100%. With it being a season theme, I think the way to fix it would have been probably to just nerf the XP from it rather than the drop rate. So I didn't spend a ton of time testing it on PTR because I just thought, well, they're going to change it a little bit for live, and we don't really need to know all the builds at this point because we'll be able to do that on the season. You know, we'll get hundreds of these keys. If we blast it too hard on the PTR, we'll basically be bored of it by the time we get there. But there you go. Look, +3 Echoing Nightmares, 150 runs with keys. So, you know, if we wanted to use our keys, we could do. Some good Necro items here. Haunted Visions, no good. That's a badly rolled Crispins, unfortunately, even though it is ancient. The mod on it is terrible. We're picking up all of the white items and blue items as we go, because obviously we're looking for materials, and that is the best way to do it. That was a good little tip from Wadijo. Not something that most people probably do. We're going to be trying to be quick with the shards. So we don't really want to be having any kind of downtime in between. What Necro items am I looking out for? I mean, I've upgraded a bazillion scythes. Over the course of my entire Necromancer career, I've never had a Primal Scythe of the Cycle, nor a Primal Tragul's Corrosive Fang. I think it's my own stubbornness is a big part of this, because I refuse to reforge them in the cube. And that is because they are quite easy to upgrade. And at this point, I would take either of them primal. So I'm still just YOLOing it in the cube and hoping that when I finally do get a primal scythe out, it will be one of those two. But as I said to my clan the other day, it's going to be really funny when it's a funerary pick, and I'm fuming. I've got a primal Jasseth before. I think maybe even possibly 2 of those. But no primal Trag's Fang and no primal Scythe of the Cycle. I've had them on PTR, obviously, because it's, you know, you can just open the bags over and over again, and they pop out frequently enough. This, incidentally, if you're just wondering, is the build from the video that we did yesterday on the Do-It-All Necro Mages, which is really good for just solo GR90, very fast for that, very chill for bounty and keys. And it's nice, like, I've always maintained it's useful, I think, to key farm, bounty farm on classes different to what you're playing for your solo speed farming, just to stop you from getting bored, really. Because, like, Inner Monk is lovely. It's fun to play, but Jesus Christ, if you play that for 3 or 4 months in a row, you're going to get really, really bored with it. You know, same as anything, like, you know, Wave of Light would probably be kind of fun for me to go back to now, because I haven't really played that for a while, really. I played a little bit of the Gears of Dreadlands this season. Again, I think I'm quite fatigued with that, I think, really, because I played it a lot when it first came out. So it's not particularly exciting, and it is very clicky. I don't use a macro, so I don't have the computer automatically hungering arrow for me, which I probably should, because I'm getting old and my wrist hurts sometimes. But this is nice and chill. We only really have to press the odd button here and there, and I'm just going to do this not to get the keys as fast as I can. I'll leave you guys to whoop my butt. But I'm just gonna, this is just how I do T16. I open all the chests, because you never know. You never know when you're gonna get that red primal beam. I'm gonna pick up, as you say, white items, blue items, really, if we can fit them into the inventory, and that will help with upgrading, upgrading, and yeah, just mats in general. And obviously if we find some GG red beam, that would be super cool too. Other video ideas around this concept would be to do, like, I don't know, an hour of GR 100s or something, because, you know, bring your build, see if you can beat me. Key farming on other builds as well. We've got a Johnstone, not great. An Ancient Oculus, we're going to dump that. We've got some Roland Mantle Shoulders. I haven't leveled a Crusader yet. It's the only class I haven't touched this season. I will do it. I just need to bum a power level off somebody and start rolling shards. Offhands are great. I need what is it? Ledger's Disdain is what I need. I need one of those. Or Poison Scythe, which I'd like to do. I did find a primal pair of Grasp of Essence Corpse Explosion gloves the other day, which had me very excited until I realised the rolls were bad. Not terrible, but not good. And I did also get possibly the worst pair of Frostburns I've ever seen. Oh, here we go. Of course, the inventory not being completely empty, we get the blue gobby. But we shouldn't complain. Look at all these DBs. Right, let's pick up all the legendaries and the white items. Oh, well, we can't really fit much more in. Might have to be a little selective here. We could have balls this up. Yeah, Necro's always been fun for keys for me. I tend to get up in the morning, make a cup of coffee, maybe listen to a podcast, and generally just do this for like 20 minutes whilst I wake up. Provided none of my loving family are, of course, around and want interacting. Alright, so we managed to screw this up. We're on cheat death now. I don't think we've put the Necro's cheat death in, because we are, of course, relying on the followers' clutchness with the cheat death in. This is a good map. Hopefully we can get it finished on this floor. Seems a little more careful. I mean, I don't really care if we die, because we'll be finding more pools of reflection, and the extra 25% XP on the Necro GR90 at 1700 Paragon is not going to be a particularly big deal. But in life, you do have to take what you can get. Oh, here we go. We're full. We'll take the offhand. I was hoping it was going to be a Ledger's, but it wasn't. Right. Nearly there. We might get it. No, the map has finished. This is a good map, this, because you can click all these little effigies and pick up some white mats. So it's very good for white mats, this map. Always worth exploring. I'll tell you what, let's go up here, because I think there's going to be something to kill that will get us over the line. Again, that's something I used to suck at. I used to always go next floor. I was definitely a next floor kind of player, and I think a lot of the time actually it's not great to do. You probably are better off just if you've got a juicy map like this, it's probably best to explore it, I think. So we've got ourselves another Haunted Visions. We've also got ourselves 2 Bone Spear robes. I've got no good Bone Spear gear. No Masquerade of the Burning Carnival stuff that is nice. Neither of those two are nice. That is potentially decent because it's got Gold Find. It's got Crit on it. That's decent. That Witching Hour. And the rest of it is not decent. Any size we get, we will try and upgrade as we go. Again, I'm trying to use this like a little bit of a race, but also a productive use of my time. What was I talking about? This is the downside to not streaming. There's no chat here to remind me. Oh, right. Goodbye. I just leave automatically. If I go into the Shrouded Moors, I just leave. I would rather take the 20-second hit to reload the game than play that truly, truly awful map. I mean, we've had some really good quality of life changes, actually. Maybe we could talk about those for a little bit. Some stuff.
Wow, it's very nice.
Very nice stuff. So the general T16 farming, not T16, general rift farming, sorry, has been better. I've enjoyed it because the maps are better, the mobs give more progress, so it's been easier, I think, to do solo speeds, which has been good. The new maps that they have added to the Great Rift Pool are good. I'm actually not that much of a fan of the Desolate Sands one. I thought I would like it, but I just don't like the way the exit is in the middle, and it also, annoyingly, is quite hard to get to, because you have to only go in one way.
That's what she said.
But it's nice and open, but in some ways that makes it hard. It's kind of hard to find the pylons on it. But certainly, you know, it's certainly an upgrade. It's definitely better. They've taken out sewers, which is good. But I think, pretty please, if we're doing anything else quality of life moving forwards, can we just get rid of the Shrouded Moors for T16? It's so horrible. Or, if you're going to leave it in, make it like the Giarma. Make it so that it loads up. It's nice and thin, a nice little channel to run down. Plenty of juicy density. And then we can all have a good time on it. Instead of getting it and being like, I'd rather back out the game. I mean, that's bad, isn't it? When you're getting it, when you're getting a map and going, I would literally rather close the game than play this. Come on, Necro, stop getting stuck. I have run out of DBs a few times, so I've got Sages on the follower at the moment. I suspect I'll be able to take that off pretty soon. We are building up quite a nice pool. Right, there we go. That's another run. I think we're on about 15-ish minutes. I can't see the timer, so my computer's gone absolutely haywire at some point, doing some form of update to Streamlabs, and I have to now record in performance mode, which means I can't actually see what's on the screen, which is hella annoying. Oh, I tell you what, we're saving spears. Okay, so whenever we find a spear, that's going in the stash. And that's for 2 reasons. One, we're playing a little bit of Barb this season, and I would like to play some Raycore. So we're trying to get the red beam on at least one of the spears, because there's only 2 spears, so it's not that hard to achieve. And I will probably play some Helltooth Witch Doctor at some point. So again, the spears, there's only 1 in the pool now, I think. There's certainly 1 less in the Witch Doctor pool. I think it is only 1. I think that is correct. And that is gravy, because it means that if you keep going, if you keep pulling the arm of that slot machine, you can get lucky, you know. Get yourself a nice primal Scrimshaw. I'm really not sure what to do about this season. I love the augments. I love the fact that we can get these augments so easy, and it is personally making me feel quite tempted to play many classes. I just don't know. I mean, we've got the Diablo 2 Resurrected ladder. I think that starts today at the time of recording. It's at an absolutely obnoxious time for the EU peeps. If you're based at EU and you want to play ladder launch, forget sleep, which I think is silly. I don't really know why they've done that. I am kind of tempted to play the D2 ladder, but it's one of those whereby I think a lot of the problems this season with Diablo 3 actually mirror my views on Diablo 2 at the moment, which is, if you're going to play the ladder on D2, what is it that you're doing it for? And obviously you can have the race to 99. I'm never going to get to 99. It takes just a ridiculous amount of grinding, essentially the same thing over and over and over again, which is not good. I just get a little too bored. But the only real reason to play is the ladder only rune words, and I'm not sure any of them are really that good to warrant like starting from zero. But in the future we might get Diablo 2 season themes, you know, or balance only changes, so that's potentially something. But I think I'll probably stick with D3, I think, for this season, and I'm hoping in future they'd spread the launches out, because I genuinely would like to play both. But if they're on at the same time, then I do love Diablo 2, really do love it. But you know, this is my jam. This is my preferred game, just simply because the combat's smoother, the action is faster paced, and yeah, Diablo 2 is really hard, really hard. And sometimes infuriating. Like I don't rage very much playing D3. Occasionally, like on a push, it can be a bit, you know, a bit rubbish. But in general, D2 makes me rage way more. When you die, when you're at like, you know, you're like level 90 or 89 or whatever, and something kills you, some random bullshit, just like immune to this or whatever, you die, and then it's just like, oh, by the way, you just lost a bunch of XP. It's not good. We've got Army of the Dead braces, no good. I'll tell you what we are looking out for, actually. We're looking out for an Aquila Cuirass as well, an ancient one. Would be nice. We don't want the Undisputed Champion, I don't think. There we go, 2 ledgers, both non-ancient. We can't even begin to look at a non-ancient ledgers, unfortunately, because it does have a damage roll on it. So we need that, of course, for our Poison Scythe build, but non-ancient is just not going to cut it. Wow, second blue gobby. Let's just get another go of mages up. Wow, lots of goodies. Amulet ring, amulet, pants belt, scoundrel token, probably not worth picking up, but too late, we've done it now. It's just how it is. Right, I reckon about 20 minutes gone. Not sure how many keys. Maybe we'll have a little look when we get back to town next. I'm hoping for over 80. I mean, realistically, I'm hoping near 100 would be nice. But I'm not sure Mages is quite that fast. Plus, I'm going to get a little less because talking and playing is more difficult than you think. 100%. That's my excuse. I'm going to get my excuse in early. Right, so we're going down here. No! This is one of my least favourite tile sets. I get lost on it like every single time. My sense of direction is truly terrible. It's terrible in real life. See? It's like it's down here, isn't it? Always forget. There we go. Mages struggles when you don't go the right way a little bit, because you need to keep your mage count high to get the very nice wave clear. We don't have Ingium. We've just gone straight for power. That is something potentially we could do. We could get rid of the Rylenas in the cube and put in Ingium, but I just kind of like this being nice and smooth. as it is. We've got plenty of pools of reflection. But the GR90 version of this build is quite fun. It is quite fast. We're doing a lot of around the 90-second, 2-minute clears. Again, the video came out yesterday for that. I doubt anybody is really excited to play solo mages this season. And it shows why Necromancer really needs some work, because you put a poorly made Inner Monk or God's Demon Hunter together, and you'll be crushing, like on Inner Monk, you'll be crushing hundreds without breaking a sweat. On the Gears of Dreadlands, probably 90, 95s. Both very good speed farm builds, very easy to play. Necro, you're like, it's a bit of a struggle to get T16 done with most of the sets. Like Rathman's the most powerful, but I don't think it's very conducive to speed farming. We've got Lornells that I would like a nice one of those. I think maybe for bounties, just to make us a little bit tankier on that. But we don't need this one. We are very much at the stage of the season where pretty much most of the stuff that we're picking up is pants. So we've got 30 keys, and I guess we're about a third of the way through. So that's 90 if we keep up the same pace. Obviously, there is a bit of RNG with the maps. Come on, Blizzard. Let's give that a shit. And obviously RNG on the key drops, as in like you can get really quite lucky with the key drops, and you can get quite unlucky because the canes on the follower is just totally random. When we do load back in, we just need to make sure we're popping Simulacrum for the double damage and extra mages. And then initially, to get this going, we're just basically looking for a health globe to get the Reaper's Wraps going. Then we pump out another set of mages, repeat that process, and now we just pray that we go the right way on the map. And if we do, we can get through this quite quickly. With a minimum of fuss, barely an inconvenience. I need to get that clipped. Really, really do. But yeah, let's see what other video kind of ideas have we got for this type of thing. We could go back and do the LOD challenge. So we could do some kind of using a Legacy Dreams and What You Find only challenge. I just don't know if people have any desire or appetite for these kind of play-along videos. What else? I was thinking of maybe kind of like a movie watch-along. So how many GR 100s can I farm during Star Wars, as an example? I obviously wouldn't be able to play the movie with the audio. I think maybe we could get the movie up in like a little window in the corner of the screen, and then we could maybe talk about the film as we go. I don't know if that's going to be too niche for some people, then that, be like, filthy, what the fuck? I don't want to watch that. I don't want to listen to you talk about Star Wars for 2 hours. But yeah, always on the lookout for new ideas, always on the lookout for things to do. But I mean, this is something that I need keys anyway. I've got a bunch of pushes to do. I need to do a bunch of GR solo farming as well. We need some keys for the Echoing Nightmares. And I guess whilst we're mentioning those, maybe we circle back round to talk about should they stay in the game the next season. I think it's a big miss if Blizzard don't put it in.
That needs to recharge.
Simply because augmenting is definitely one of the ball achy things. I mean, if you just can play one build, who cares? It's fine. If you want to load in and just play an Inner Monk all season and that's it, it's all you want to do. Augmenting isn't a problem. If you want to try and do lots of builds for fun, as I say, some of them need the augs to get any kind of reasonable level content done, and in particular the boards. If you're looking to get high progress on the leaderboards, you most definitely need the augments. There's another spear. We'll set that aside. There's another not worth looking at, Lornell's. And the only reason I say it's not worth looking at is because it's not ancient. And I can't see us using a Lornell Sunstone for anything other than a bounty necro. So it would seem to be not worth it. Not worth it. Unless it's ancient. But yeah, I think the Echoing Nightmares in the game for next season would be good. Even if it's just at the same drop rate and they are rare, I still think it would be something good. And I'm hoping that with a season theme, we might be able to get some more builds that can actually do Wave 150, even solo. Because I think it's going to be very hard to get Wave 150 done with anything other than a handful of builds, unless you're talking, you know, super Paragon, super Godly player, super Godly, everything geared, orged up, and all that kind of stuff. But I think essential for it staying in the game, I think, is going to be to tweak the mechanics. I think you have to, absolutely have to turn those explosions back to fire. You know, if people want to knock out the damage from fire, they should be able to, because otherwise you're just not going to get anywhere with a melee build. And that seems really silly to have a game mode that wipes out, like, I don't know how many of the builds in this game are melee. I'd say probably maybe 2/3. So 2/3 of the build's gone. You know, like, I mean, how'd you do it as a Necro? If you're not going to do mages, you're not using an Arius. You're going to have to be studying everything. Rathma, maybe. But your Army of the Dead's on such a long cooldown that you're going to get overwhelmed. I guess Bone Spear. Well, there we go. The game has got its revenge and is making us play the Shrouded Moors, because there's obviously, once we've started, there's no point quitting. No point exiting halfway through. That would be definitely a bad decision. But if we get it at the start, 100%, we're ditching it. We're getting rid of it. I mean, sometimes you can get a lucky run through here, and you just, every turn you make is the right one. And it does have armor packs, you know, so that is something it's got going for it, collecting the materials. But it's very easy to, like, get stuck in one of the, like, squares. It's like this weird kind of, like, square pattern. Yeah, I just don't like it. I just don't like it. Other news that we've got. Oh, I think we hadn't quite finished talking about the Echoing Nightmares, had we? The poison explosions need to go back to poison as well. Particularly if you're playing, like I play with, some people jump in and we'll try and do 150s, or some people will be like, "Can you help me with a 150?" And they'll come in as like a Z-barb, and they'll be dead very fast. You know. Whereas you should be able to, if you're a support build, you should be able to take the Mara's Kaleidoscope, make yourself immune to poison, you should be able to make yourself immune to fire, and then, you know, you support, you know, it's ridiculous, your support player can't survive in Wave 150, it's nuts. Not good at all. So we're about halfway through. How many keys are we on? Ooh, 40. We've dropped. Some bad luck, obviously, in the last few minutes with the drops. I mean, I did say 80 is kind of what I expect. Anything past that is going to be good. Got squirts there. I doubt we'll use it. It's got area damage on it. We'll put it in the maybe pile. We'll think about it later. I can't off the top of my head think of anything that would require area damage with the squirts. I guess Bone Spear maybe. But chances are just a double crit and the correct elements would be better. Ooh, we nearly missed the shrine. It's hiding, just chilling out at the back. And we of course want it for the progress for the mats. The glorious, delicious Death's Breath. I think I need to buy a new computer. I can really feel just how sluggish the frame rate is. I mean, it has been 2 years, so I tend to think that's kind of probably the lifespan. I could wipe everything off it and try and reset it and start again, because I don't really see the reason why all of a sudden D3 should and Streamlabs should not like each other. They've got on fine for the last 2 years. Don't know, maybe it's a Windows 11 or update issue. But I think overall I'm enjoying the season, but I think that's the reason I'm enjoying it is simply because I've been lucky enough to get the chance to play a lot of Echoing Nightmares, which, you know, isn't the greatest game mode in the world. Where are we?
1.21 gigawatts! 1.21 gigawatts! My God! What the hell is a gigawatt?
It's not the... Yeah, it's not the greatest game mode, but the augments... Oh, Goblin Field!
Wow, it's very nice.
Goodness me. The only slight downside now is I've got to pick all this stuff up. Third world problems, hey? And first world problems even. Third world. Yeah, whatever. Wow, that is a lot of DBs. Don't think we'll ever need DBs ever again for the rest of the time. Look at that, so many. Ooh. We even missed the pylon right in front of our schnoz. Right. Okay. Oh, we've missed the legendary. We'll pick it up. Chest armor. That could be the AQ that we need. Oh, did we do? Are we finished as well? I didn't even realise. Bone Spear Helm. Ooh, it is hard to get a nice one. We do need the crit and the Bone Spear preferably. So always harder to get one with both on. So that would work as a non-ancient. We'll put it in there just to have a look-see, because it may well be that we've already got a decent one. But yeah, Bone Spear and crit, hard to get both, because you kind of need one of them to roll really highly and then have space to do the other one. We'll go offhands again. I mean, we got very lucky. This offhand, funnily enough, was off a barb. I just started rolling offhands on my barb on opening day, I think, and we got very lucky. It's not really much use for anything other than mages. The Blood Nova, which is one of my favourite skills in the game, seems to be a little dead, and again, this is one of those things where it came out in PTR. It was lovely to play, like machine gun Death Nova that went really fast, and then they nerfed it, and I won it back because it was at least fun. And at this point of the game, who cares? It's you know, you can with an inner monk you can solo speed 110, 115. I'm not sure anyone really cares about Necro being able to like use Blood Nova to speed hundreds. I'd love a Blood Nova, some kind of Blood Nova build. It's got such a cool sound, like a really good thud. It really does feel like you're blowing the enemies apart, particularly when you get the skeletons. So nice. Oh, here we go. Got ourselves a shrine. An amulet. It could be Haunted Visions, so we will always pick it up. think that's, you know, with Necro, picking everything up legendary wise generally, because you're looking for so many legendaries, you kind of have to sift through a lot. I mean, you can do bounties, but I'm planning on using my bounty materials probably on the wizard, just because I can't really see myself playing too much of it. You know, Necro, give it enough time, we should find the gear. Particularly if, you know, if we sit and do a load of solo mages at 90s, you know, like 4 or 5 hours worth, we should improve our gear a decent amount, particularly with rolling blood shards. But the poison scythe is coming together really slowly, which is unfortunate. You know, we would like it to come faster. Right, what else news-wise? We have got Diablo Immortal coming on PC, which is, I guess, not surprising. The thing is when it was released, mobile gaming, when it was announced, mobile gaming was quite different. And if you look at something like, I've played a fair bit of Raid Shadow Legends. Oh, we've missed the bone armor. How sloppy. I've played a bit of I've played a lot of Raid Shadow Legends, but don't anymore. I was just taking a break from the game, just because it's got too big. There's too much to do. It felt like a job. But the company that make that have got their own PC client launcher, because there are companies that do emulators and stuff like that, like BlueStacks. And I think it makes a lot of sense for a mobile game to be playable on PC, because a lot of the people who make content for it and will be very excited will be PC players, and you kind of want that group of people to really drive interest, you know, to get the downloads, to make the money through the MTX. So I think most of the people who I speak to inside the world of Sanctuary are planning on giving Immortal a go. I didn't enjoy playing it on a phone, I've got to be honest. It's probably why I didn't really make any videos on it, just because ARPGs, I think, need screen space. You know, if you're trying to get like a lot of enemies on the screen, you need to be able to see it. So I was looking forward to trying it on tablet, just for the screen being bigger, but PC, you know, screen wise would be perfect. The only issue I can see is potentially like how are you going to play it with mouse and keyboard, because a lot of the skills you've got to like aim around at the same time. But presumably it'll have controller compatibility on PC, and if it does, then that's fine. It's not an issue. Another spear for the barb. Oh, Witch Doctor. But it's gonna be interesting. It does have rifts in it. There is a rift type system, and I think the interesting thing is it might well be a game that grows and develops. You know, as they pump it full of content and people come play, hopefully enjoy it, spend on the game, and allow the game to kind of grow. It's potentially a little bit, I know it's not exactly the same, but there's potential for it to be a little bit of a testing ground for Diablo 4. And I know a lot of people will be like, that's a ridiculous thing to say. You can't use a mobile game to test D4, but you can certainly get some feedback and ideas on systems you might want to put in, concepts you might want to do. I think there is potentially some, you know, something to build off. You know, if you took all the good things about this game and tried to merge it with all the good things from Diablo 2, and then you found some more good things in Diablo Immortal and kind of merged them all together in the best of both worlds, you know, a triple selection pool of stuff to take from, we could end up with a Diablo 4 that looks amazing, feels amazing, and is actually you know, easy enough to get in for casual players to have a really good time and play, and has also got the longevity and content to really keep it going for a long time, pressing forwards, pushing some boundaries, and keeping us slaying demons in Sanctuary. Happy as Larry for, I mean, I don't know, what is it going to be, 10 years? We'll be on Diablo 4, unless they really decide to up the release schedule. But I'm hoping we get the beta by the end of the year. I'm hoping we're not too far away, and that at some point towards the back end of this year, we will actually be able to get our hands on it. Ooh. Make ourselves, I don't know, an assassin or a barbarian, or is it assassin or is it rogue? It's something like that. Sorceress is definitely in it. Druid's definitely in it. It's gonna be juicy. Gonna be exciting. Right. How many keys? How many keys? We are at. Is that 55? God. Necro, come on, man. Let's get the RNG going. RNG for those cane drops. And I'm just going to keep pumping offhands. You can do the upgrades for the offhands. There are only 4 in the loot pool. But I think until we've got at least one of the size we want, and at least until I've got nice spears on Barb and a nice spear on the Witch Doctor, I think it's probably a little bit of a waste to be chucking a load of upgrades after trying to get the ledges. I mean, if I don't get it soon, depending on how much time I spend on Necro, if I don't get it soon, we might well have to start trying to do that. I mean, a really nice lost time is good to have. Yeah, you don't really need it, but it would be good. So we could do that. The thing is we just don't really use the bone ring is not used anymore. The Iron Rose isn't used anymore, and it really, lost time is the only one that's used. So again, Necro, I mean, it needs some work, doesn't it? It's not really a satisfactory solution that we've got 4 unique offhands, and whilst they do things, they're crap. No one uses them. So I think there's definitely something to be done. I don't know. We could add some powers to them. Again, it kind of needs to not be around. I love mages. It's fun. But it needs to kind of not be based on mages, just simply because rat runs, you know. I think the community generally is quite enjoying the, you know, we had Gish Treadland speeds, Wizard speeds, Monk speeds, you know, the kind of casual, just jump in, find a group online and blast away meta. I think they've done quite well with to mix it up. Oh, I always get lost on this one as well. I think can this have like 2 exit points at the top or at the bottom? We've been rewarded with a goblin and an elite, and it is not the top. I did think it wasn't, but I'd already committed, you see. I'd already gone up, and I just thought, we can't not go up. Down the bottom, round. Ah! Get trolled. You just wait. We're gonna find a scythe this run. We're gonna stick it in a cube. I'm gonna get my primal, and it is gonna be a funerary pick. And that is just how it is gonna go. I'm gonna fume. I'm gonna rage. I would also like to bring back the primal only challenge at some point. So, kind of getting our character just with wearing primals. I haven't salvaged any primals yet this season. I probably will run out of space, but I've spent so much time doing Echoing Nightmares that I'm actually quite behind. This is probably the least number of primals I've ever had in a season, just simply because we haven't spent that much time in the rifts. And another spear for the barb. Ooh, look at that, 15% bone spear. That is worth a little look-see. Obviously rolling 6 crit, I think is easier than rolling Bone Spear. I think. There we go, ledgers. Is it decent? No, it is not. Neither of those are decent either. Yeah, and the offhands, you know, for mages you need max essence. You know, you might want one with gold find on. For T16s, depends how much of a gold bug you are. Well, I probably don't need any. We're absolutely stacked with gold. Rich beyond our wildest dreams. So I do need to get spending it, I think. I need to do a bunch of pushing up and getting all of my incidental gems up to like the kind of 120, 125, 130 range. So I think that's something for me to do. I need to build out Marauder. I've really struggled to get into groups as Demon Hunter. There's just so many DHs around. I'm struggling to find specs as a ZDH. And again, I just feel like I need a break from the Gears of Dreadlands. I've played it so much. It's like I've set it up and it's nice and fast. It whizzes through everything. But it's just a little bit like, I think I might just carry on playing it for bounties. But you're really not going to gear a character up doing that because you're just going to get too few items. You know, you do a bounty run, you can easily only find like, you know, 2 or 3 legendary items, and that's just, you know, not enough at all. So at some point we might have to bite the bullet and spend some reforges on the DH, which does feel like a waste because with support, with the Gears of Dreadlands, there should be enough opportunity to get the gear. But again, it depends how long we're planning on sticking around the season. If we're going to do the full thing, there's no rush for any of this. You know, all of those things will work themselves out. But if let's say we decide we're going to start splitting time between this and the Diablo 2 launch, you know, let's say we finish this up tonight, nobody watches this video, I'm sat in my spare room talking literally to myself. Maybe we'll go off and do some Diablo 2 for a little bit of a spice up. But I guess from 2nd of June it's going to be Immortal. I'm not going to have time to do both. So that gives us 5 or 6 weeks to finish everything we want to finish. Should we go pick this green up? Well, we've done it now. What have we got? A ring. That could be useful. Necro's got some good rings. We'll always take a ring. I'm not going to find it on the Necro. I need a really nice Traveler's Pledge. I've got one for Monk, but I've already orged it with Dex, and I don't want to re-org it with Intelligence. I'm looking for it for the Firebirds. Nice fire double crit. So I mean, I guess it's possible to find on the Necro, and we just have to roll the fire. But as Necro doesn't have fire, yeah, it's going to be tough. We'd have to get it to drop pretty perfect, I think. Yes, all this stuff is for the bin. I don't think there's anything of any value in it. Double lost time. Double waste of time. We're just not getting the look, guys. So I think we've got about I'm guessing about 10 minutes left. Now this is an interesting map. Again, it's one of these ones that is absolutely full of white items by picking up these decaying armors. So I tend to do it and to stop and pick them up. Sometimes this map can be massive and you can end up with a full inventory, but I just think it's not hard to get white items, but if you're coming here and you're doing your T16, it's only a brief second to pick up the stuff anyway. And then you can convert your veiled crystals later if you need them. And it's generally quite a good map, this one. There's normally a decent amount of stuff about. It's good with the pylons. And I do like the demon on the follower. She's got that demon sword. Is it the Maximus? Which sounds like it's from Gladiator. Is it the Maximus? Maximus, there we go. Which is cool. I think it's really nice to see like a big demon coming out of the follower. It'd be so clutch if that did something. Actually like did damage, or like anything that got in the way of that like fire chain got absolutely sliced by the follower. That would be so much fun. Maybe one day. Right, so I think we might be able to get 2 or 3 more in. If we're lucky. Depends how much time I spend picking up white items off the ground, I guess. But as I say, this is what we do normally. We could race and try and do the keys a little bit faster. Necro, nice scythe. Probably better than mine. And we've done lots of upgrading. We're due. I don't think we've found one. I haven't found a scythe to upgrade yet. Or if we did, I missed it. Accidentally auto salvaged it. Alright, this should be it. Poppy done. And once we get the Rift Guardian, we know we can pick up more stuff. That's what he says, and then we're done. We're full. What do we want? Spirit Stone. No, it is not. I thought we'd pick it up because you never know when it's going to be a Zokrin's Gaze. Because they're hard to get rolled well. The more of them you look at, the better. But as it turned out, it wasn't. It was some absolute piece of shit that does nothing. Them's the breaks. Bang average convention of elements. Yeah, that was a big pile of bupkis. But I mean, this is just how it is, isn't it? You know, finding good items in this game is not easy. I do need to do some more bounties. I've got enough for about like 10 reforges, and I think I probably need about 200. So at the moment, I'm still probably in the I need more Forgotten Souls, but I think I've got enough for not too far up 100 reforges on the Forgotten Souls. So sometime soon, I will have to do a big bounty blast session. I'm just kind of really hopeful that we get the double bounties. I think it makes perfect sense for this. I know I say this every season, and I'm always saying, please Blizzard, give us double bounties. But this season it just makes so much sense. We've got the ability to aug pretty much every build in the game. If if you're very social and you get a lot of these petrified screams and whispers of atonements, you can do a lot of augmenting. Even if you're not, you'll still be able to get some augments done, and that'll take the pressure off. So it's an extra set or two. So for somebody like me who is really wanting to go ham and play lots of builds, as many as I can, I need the reforges. Yeah, I need the mats. Plus the season theme has been very poorly received, so it would be I think a very good goodwill gesture to be like, yeah, we're kind of, obviously we were hoping the season would be more popular. We thought this was the right drop rate. We were, we internally looked at it. We thought it was correct. We hear you. Yeah, you didn't like it. So we'll for the rest of the season we'll do you double bounties. I mean, if they're doing that, they probably should also be doing increased drop rate. I forgot to play my gas sound effect, and we got a speed pile on. Noob. Too busy chatting away, yammering on, dreaming, talking myself into double bounties. Oh god, I hope it's not like, hey guys, this season the theme sucked. We're sorry you thought it all sucked. Here's double goblins. Enjoy. Please, no, not that. Anything but that. Well, I'd still take it over nothing, but I mean, that would not be good. Right, how are we doing? Ooh, we've got time for one more. We'll do one more run, and we'll call it on that. Let me put this back on performance mode so it doesn't crash. So one last run. Another distinctly average Lunel Sunstone. No spears. And no scythes.
That's too bad.
That is too expensive.
Right, here we go.
Gas, gas, gas. I'm gonna step on the gas tonight and be a lover. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'll be so quick as a flash and I'll be your hero.
We're gonna do that. We're gonna play the gas, gas, gas. It's gonna make me play faster. Oh, look, there we go.
Gas, gas, gas. I'm gonna run as a flash tonight to be the winner. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm gonna step on the gas and you see the big show.
That needs to recharge.
88 miles per hour.
And that's all the speed sound effects I've got. Any suggestions, as I said earlier, definitely welcome. I did used to enjoy the soundboard when streaming. I think it pissed everybody off by the end. They were just so bored of hearing the same sound effects. But that's on me, I think, really, isn't it, for not keeping them updated. So yeah.
That needs to recharge.
But yes, I think there's something fun we could do. Hopefully. But yeah, I mean, if you've made it to this end of the challenge in the video, I love you. Congratulations. I cannot believe you've sat and listened to me yammer on about Diablo 3 for an hour. The fact that there are people who share the passion for this game like I do is just fantastic. I hope you've enjoyed it. I hope you've had a wonderful day. Let's hope you got more keys than me. Let's hope you got more juicy primals. If anyone did find a primal during the run, let me know. Always great to hear the success stories. I mean, again, let's be real, a primal generally sucks, but I'm a child. I still get excited when I see that delicious red shiny beam. It does make me feel better for a split second, and then I either laugh maniacally because it's yet another Templar token or useless two-handed weapon, or I laugh and scream with delight because it turns out it's something super useful. But it doesn't look like we're going to get a primal this time around for this video. And only 3 keys on the last run. What a swizz. We got absolutely shafted on that last one. Right. And now the pressure is on, guys. The pressure is on because we're going to have to do some mental mathematics here. Ooh, so that's 6. Was that 76 keys? God. 4. I was hoping for more. Did you get more than 76 keys? I mean, if you weren't playing Necro, let's be fair. I know I said at the start you can take any class, but I'm only taking shade off fellow Necros if somebody battered me on that. We did get the Goblin Field. We did pick everything up. We did have a fun time chatting away. So I hope you enjoyed this video. As I say, feedback always welcome. If there is anything else that you would like to see, any ideas you have, just stick them in the comments. And I'll say, if you haven't managed it this far, oh, awesome. Take it easy, guys. Peace.